Hello, everybody. Dave Neal here, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. And we have a new segment coming your way called 5 o'clock phone calls. Is it 5 o'clock where you are? Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Grab a drink, alcoholic or non, and let's listen to what you guys have to say. If anyone wants to leave a voicemail, 401-213-9828. I think we might be the only people in Bachelor Nation that are taking your phone calls, but as you guys know, I value your input, your opinion on all of the videos we talked about today. So let's go to our first voicemail here in Brooklyn, New York. Let's hear what y'all have to say.
Hi, Dave. I'm calling from Brooklyn, New York on your video about the inappropriate doctor behavior. As somebody who is currently in pharmacy school and, has done rotations at hospitals, has worked with doctors, has worked in a pharmacy with healthcare professionals. Before we even started the program, we had a very long seminar on professionalism and things not to post, including bikini pictures, drugs, stuff like that, for the purpose of what if your future employer or your future professor sees it. So to me, the scene did make me a little uncomfortable in the role playing. I don't think it is that big of a deal. I mean, she's an established doctor with a profession and she has a career and she's been working at, wherever she has been for X amount of time. Her patients know her. Hopefully she has a good patient-doctor relationship where they're not going to judge her. But I can see the worry with if she wants a future career. And I'm not saying it's right, and I don't think she should be judged or barred from opportunities because of her role-playing or the sexy doctor. But that is the society we live in. It is what it is, At the current moment, people will take that as unprofessional. Healthcare professionals are held to a little bit of a higher standard in terms of, the OnlyFans case, unfortunately, which was ridiculous that she could have lost her job or that she lost her job. That's disgusting. But employers can do background checks. Everything on social media is public, even if your account's private. And she's on a national television show. I don't know if I would have went the same approach. I don't think she's bad or a bad doctor for it, but it can harm her. That's the unfortunate truth of the society we live in. It can harm her and might harm her.
Well, thank you so much
That's
for
my
the phone
take.
call. Thank you so much for the phone call from Brooklyn. Yeah, I mean, you looked at it from a different angle I wasn't thinking about. Just finding employment. Regardless of what industry you're getting into, you clean up your social media till you get the job. Once you have that job secure, do whatever you want. Or, like you said, I hate, I hate the saying it is what it is. But it kind of is what it is. It's not what's right or wrong. It's what society thinks. And if society is going to keep you from getting a job because you post a bikini photo, well, maybe you have a second account that you people can search when you're applying for jobs. But hey, that's the way we live. I think everyone should post as many bikini photos as they want. You know me, your boy, Bikini Dave. All right, let's go up to Toronto, eh?
Hi, Dave. Erin from Toronto here, Gorilla BFF in the chat. So you wanted a story about how we once shot our shot, and here's mine.
Shoot your shot.
So back in 1998, the dinosaur age, before social media, I had a crush on my English professor, and I was a much more predatory person when I was younger and never hesitated to ask a guy out, but never could find the right opportunity during class. So on my final exam paper in this guy's class, I left my number at the bottom of my essay, also hoping, that one of his graduate students wouldn't be marking my paper. I don't want someone to get the wrong person to get my phone number. So anyway, sometime after I left my number for this professor in my exam paper, he called me at home, and we actually went out on a date.
Whoa.
So we went out for dinner. He was quite a bit older than me, on his third wife at the time,
Whoa.
and they were reconciling and yada yada. I got the vibe he wasn't interested in any kind of emotional attachment with me, but he'd be open to some physical thing. And I was like, no, disenchanted, too much baggage here. And he also checked his watch during the date, which told me he wasn't really interested in me anyway. So that was it. One date and adios. And the only memorable thing of note about it was me leaving my phone number for him in my final exam paper. So honestly, I just cringe today to think of it, but it's also a good story for people. They seem to enjoy hearing it. So, okay, thanks, Dave. Hello, love, Happy New Year to everyone, and blessings to all for 2022. Bye.
You kind of crap.
Blessings indeed. How about that story? What a story. She shot her shot with her professor who was going through his third divorce. You know what's funny is you thought he wasn't interested in you because he was checking his watch. He could have been checking to make sure the Viagra wasn't going to, wear off. He was like, I took the pill 2 hours ago. Let's wrap this puppy up. Let's get dessert to go. We'll enjoy it after we pump our Palmer. What do you guys think about that? All right. Oh, you guys are really hitting the nail on the head. So's your professor. Let's get into it. All right, folks. We're hitting the buttons. So's your professor. Okay, that's what he said. So says your professor. All right, here we go. Time for the next lecture.
Hi, Dave. This is Araceli from San Diego. I just wanted to do a follow-up on the Brandon story with the DM on LinkedIn. I did have a similar instance back in the MySpace days. My high school boyfriend did DM me saying, hey, beautiful, and so on. And it did work. We were together for about 1.5 years. And I've also noticed that when I used to have my relationship status on Facebook and it went from in a relationship to single, that you would have exes reaching out as well. So it is definitely a technique, and it's been a technique for a while. So just wanted to share my story. Have a great day.
Oh, yeah. So the idea is if you watch the Brandon video, he was saying it was very cringy how many women were reaching out to him. And then, of course, someone shamelessly slid into his LinkedIn DMs. But hey, this is what people do from the dawn of time. We've tried to one-up each other, right? We sent the Trojan horse to the city of Troy. Was it filled with a bunch of warriors? Yeah, but what was the guy trying to do? He was trying to get it in. The city of Troy, metaphorically, the princess of Troy. I don't know. I didn't really follow Greek mythology as close as I should have. The point is it cringy? It's only cringy and it's only creepy if they say no. If they're into you, it's romantic. You know what I mean? Of course, I say that respectfully. It's one thing to slide into a DM, but it's another like knock on a door. Don't knock on any doors. Knock on their social media doors. You're allowed to do that. All right, let's go to our final voicemail. You guys knocked these out of the park. Final voicemail of 5 o'clock phone calls here. Here we go. Gretchen in Texas. Close it up. Shut it down. Last one. Last call.
Dave, Neal,
what up?
It's Gretchen from Texas, first time caller. Love your show, love content. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I would totally love to see them go with a Jesse, Caitlin, Wells situation and do the different franchises have different hosts. I think that would keep it from getting a little monotonous. So anyway.
Oh, I lost your voicemail there. Lost you on the voicemail. But it looks like you got cut off. But thank you so much for calling, Gretchen. I agree that would be a good option. There are tons of good options for a host. It looks to me like Jesse Palmer is going to be the host for everything. But, Wells, I'm sure, will still be there as bartender and master of ceremonies in some regard. And could Caitlin still be involved in the show? I mean, the producers would be idiots if they didn't keep Caitlin involved. She's a knockout star. One other comment here I wanted to read. Aaron Bray said, I wouldn't call it inappropriate. This is in reference to the story of the bikinied doctor there. But I wouldn't call it tasteful either. She's on a reality show trying to stand out, just like the firefighters do, showing up in uniform when they go on the show. My ex-husband is a police officer, and the women go wild over the cosplay uniform stuff. It's bizarre, but it's sadly true. I have too many opinions on this one. They go. So Aaron's basically saying she wouldn't mind if her husband came home from work with his uniform on, just so she could help him take it off. All right, folks. Thank you guys so much for all of your input. If anyone wants any extra content, if this wasn't enough for you, go to patreon.com/Dave Neal. Patreon.com/Dave Neal to get the behind-the-scenes live streams. We've got some more coming up. Here's the graphic. Thursday, 5 p.m. will be a public live stream. That's East Coast time, 2 p.m. Pacific. And then Friday, we'll do a 10 a.m. Patreon live stream, Pacific, 1 p.m. Did I get that right? 1 p.m. East Coast. So go to my Instagram at DNeals to get all the updates on that. But I appreciate you guys sticking around for all of your loyalty, kind words, and supportive comments. You guys are literally the best. We'll see you later. Bye now.